Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sophie. This is Jackpot Comic Talks, and guys, it's here. It's happening. I am finally doing my promised Umbrella Academy video. This is going to be part 1, and I cannot wait any longer, so let's get into it. Alright guys, so as I mentioned, I am going to be finally starting my small series on the Umbrella Academy. Originally, I had planned for this to just be like one big video, and then I realized no one wants to watch an hour video of me talking about the Umbrella Academy because that's probably how long it would have been. I have tons of the comics. I have some of the like deluxe edition books that I want to show off. I have a CGC. I have 2 CGC books. I have a bunch of variants, and I also want to be able to talk about the story, the characters, the plot, the show versus the comic books, you know, all of that kind of good stuff. So this is going to be a multiple part series. And today's video, I am just going to be showing you which comics I have of the series and maybe talking just a little bit about each one or each variant, maybe mentioning a few of my favorite characters, things like that. Before we begin, make sure you guys like the video. If you enjoy seeing more content from me, make sure you subscribe, turn your notifications on so you know when I post. I normally post on Saturdays. With work, I have a normal full-time job during the week, and then I have a part-time job on the weekends. So I might end up kind of altering that because it's been a little weird for me. I didn't have a video last week. I was just very busy and could not think of what to do, so I just gave myself a week break and didn't do anything, but we're back this week and going strong. So yes, like I said, like the video, share it with all of your friends. I am this close to 200 subscribers. I think the last time I looked a little while ago today, it was at like 191, which is very exciting. I would love to be able to hit 200 before hitting 6 months here on YouTube. I think I'm at like 4 months right now. So enough rambling about other things. Let's go ahead and get into it. I am going to start by showing you guys, we're going to go in chronological order of the series. So that means, actually we're not, we're going in the order that makes sense in my head. It's technically not chronological because we're going to jump a little bit at the beginning. With only a couple of comic books. But let's go ahead and start with this. This is the free comic book day Umbrella Academy, The Murder Magician. This is the first appearance of the Umbrella Academy, all of the characters, all of the Hargreaves, and all of like the main characters of this series. I was so psyched to get this one. I basically bought on Mercari. There was a huge set of Umbrella Academy comics. There were a bunch of variants. Some I'm selling because they're my like favorite covers and I don't need 4 copies of each single one of these issues. But there were variants. There was a CGC book, there were the first prints, and there was some second prints and stuff like that. And I got the whole set. I got it for like 600 bucks. It was, I forget how many comics it actually was. I can put that somewhere in the video. But it was an incredible deal for all of these. So that's how I attained them all. I got them all at once in this collection. But I was psyched to have this one in there because this one can get kind of expensive since it is that first appearance. But yeah, this is the free comic book day and the first appearance of all of the characters. And also, while I'm thinking about it, I love to share like, you know, the condition of the books that I got them in. I don't want to be showing you guys something from a distance and be like, yeah, it's really, really great. And actually it's a super low grade of anything, or, you know, vice versa, I guess. But all of the ones in this collection were like near mint perfection. I mean, these are high CGC candidates. I don't think I'm gonna get any of them CGC'd. Just because I'd rather have them as raw copies, but if I was into having a bunch of slabbed comics, I would definitely be getting these CGC because they are near mint. They are amazing. But anyway, that's the free comic book day. And then we have last year's free comic book day. There's a story for the Umbrella Academy in here, as long as one for oh my goodness, words, as well as one for The Witcher. I did read this. It hints at the series picking up again at some point because it's not a finished series. They ended on the 3rd book, and the writer is Gerard Way, who some of you might know from Umbrella Academy and like his Doom Patrol run, and the creator of Penny Parker. But he's also the lead singer in My Chemical Romance. So he's said before that when he wants to focus on music, he's focusing on music. And when he focuses on comics, he's focusing on comics. He doesn't want to do all of these things at once. So right now, his focus is not the Umbrella Academy comics. So it's been a couple of years since that last, like, 3rd part of the series came out. I can totally understand, though, why he would want to separate all of these things and only focus on one at a time. And I am a huge Gerard Way fan, so yeah, like I said, he totally gets a pass on this for it making us wait for forever, but they did tease it coming back in this. So yeah. Then we have these two. I have these 2 copies of Hazel and Cha-Cha Save Christmas. This is a Tales from the Umbrella Academy kind of spin-off of the main series. It is a prequel. It is about the characters. Let's see, I think there's a better picture on here. Hazel and Cha-Cha. Yeah, I won't go further into their characters yet. I will wait until I do like a 2nd or 3rd part or whatever to this video, depending on what order I do them in. But it's a very interesting and fun and super weird read. The thing that sticks out most to me is they debate if cereal is soup. Cereal is not soup, but it's a debate in this book. So yeah, so originally I got this cover. I got it before I got that collection. It is a North Carolina Comic-Con exclusive. It's kind of hard to find. There's not many around that I've seen, and sometimes I've seen it sold for super cheap. Sometimes it's super expensive, so I really have no idea what the actual value of this book is. I don't remember if Key Collector has this on there, but it is the first copy of this that I attained. But in the collection, I got this one, and this is the cover that I wanted because it has a skull and a Santa hat on it, and who wouldn't want that? I mean, come on. And that's right up my alley. So I did, in fact, get this one. And I don't know, I'm keeping this one around, not because I like love the cover, but because I just don't know how much it's worth. I don't want to sell it for $3 and then find out it was worth $300. And I don't want to sell it to someone for $300 when it's only worth $3, you know? So I'm just keeping it around until I have a better estimate. So now, these should technically go in like a chronological order. These are also from a prequel series that is set before the Umbrella Academy. It is another Tales of the Umbrella Academy. This is You Look Like Death issues 1 through 6, and it is all about the childhood or teenagerhood of one of the Hargreaves siblings, Klaus. Now, Klaus is my favorite. Loved him in the books, and he's, I think, even better in the show. Definitely like my favorite character from there. I think my second favorite would be Allison, which tends to be it's like slightly controversial, I guess. She's not the best character ever, but I don't know, I just love her. But anyway, this is all about Klaus. These are all variant covers. The collection that I bought did come with a set of all the A covers, all of the B cover variants, and the C cover variants. I bought these before I bought that collection, and they're just my favorite cover of each issue. So I believe this one was a variant. It's, yes, a vampire monkey biting this woman's neck. Just read it, okay? It'll make more sense that way. And then this one I don't think was a variant, but it is kind of cool. It has a lot of like little Easter eggs in the cover. If you look over on this corner, you could see Klaus from the show in one of these pictures because they do look very different. All of the characters really do, from the books versus the show. But he is on there. You've got this tarot card cover, which is pretty awesome. You've got this like weird cover, but it's super cool. And this cover where he's kind of floating upside down. And he's got a bunch of like pills and stuff surrounding him. But yeah, those are my favorite covers of each individual issue. It's not a full set. Just my favorite ones. So yeah, that's You Look Like Death, numbers 1 through 6. It is a great read. You have to read, well, you don't have to read The Umbrella Academy first. I guess it would kind of make sense if you read You Look Like Death on its own, but you would have a much better understanding of it if you read The Umbrella Academy first. Now we move on to The Umbrella Academy itself. No more prequels, no more free comic book day, nothing like that. This is just the series itself. So I do have the first printing of this book. This one is a lot harder to find. That being said, I do have this and this and this. Don't ask me to explain myself. I just got one of these in the collection. One was super cheap, and I accidentally bought this one on eBay. So I guess I did just explain myself. But it, you know, everyone has those comics that they buy multiple copies of, and they just keep them around just because they're awesome. So I guess this is the book it is for me. So I do have 3 copies of the first printing of The Umbrella Academy number 1. I also have the Gerard Way variant for The Umbrella Academy number 1. This is one of my favorite covers. I think it's super cool. If I ever get the honor of meeting Gerard Way, I will be having him sign this. I think that would be awesome. It would be super cool. And I didn't ever expect to actually own this, but yet here I am, thanks to that collection. Mercari, guys, it's a great place for comic book buying, most of the time. Then, before I forget, you have seen this before. It's been in the background of my videos. This is a 9.6 Umbrella Academy Apocalypse Suite number 1. And this is a special incentive edition. This is the Dark Horse 100 promotional wraparound cover. It is one of 1,000 copies. Now, looking at this book, I do believe if I cracked this case and sent it into CG, I could get a 9.8. Out of this, I see no flaws on it. It is in exquisite shape, but unfortunately when you look it up, there are no grader notes for it. So I don't know why it's a 9.6 without really opening it up and looking at it. So I haven't decided if I'm going to yet. I don't know if I want to risk, you know, cracking that case and messing up the comic book and losing even the 9.6, or if I want to risk it. I guess we'll see. That'll probably be a future video if I do decide to open it. But yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but it's still awesome to have. I love like comics that are a very small print, and I like own one of them. This isn't like the smallest that I own. I think I have like a 1 in 200 or 250 book, and I forget what it is, but I know I have one. But this is 1 in 1,000, but it is still super cool. Okay, now, because I've spent so much time rambling about those comics, those are like some of my favorite ones that I happen to show off first. I'm going to kind of speed through the rest of them. Now, this series is kind of split into 3 different stories, 3 different books. There's the first one, which is Apocalypse Suite. There's the second one, which is Dallas. That one is also my favorite. And then there's the third one, which is Hotel Oblivion. I would say I like Dallas, Apocalypse Suite, and then Hotel Oblivion. It's a little confusing the first time you read through it. But anyway, so there are 6 issues in each of the series. So this is Apocalypse Suite. This is the second printing of Apocalypse Suite number 1. And then the rest of these are first prints. So you have, oh, excuse me, you have issue 2, issue 3, issue 4, issue 5, and issue 6, which is a great cover. I love this one. Okay, so that's Apocalypse Suite. Like I said, that's the first book of the series. Then we have Dallas, which is the next one. And this is another one of those comics that I always wondered if I would ever actually have the pleasure of owning it. But this one is the Umbrella Academy Dallas number 1 Jim Lee variant. Again, if I ever had the honor of meeting him, I would have him sign this because, wow, it's amazing. Jim Lee is one of my favorite artists. I mean, come on, his work is amazing. But it was really cool to see him do something for Umbrella Academy. And this is one of my favorite covers to the series. So psyched to own it. But then we've got 1 through 6 of the, like I said, the second book, which is Dallas. So this is the first cover. Hopefully you guys can see these okay. If for some reason there's one that's got a lot of glare or is super like blurry or something, I will go back through and like put an image of it in front of it. This is number 2. Again, just read the series. I know the cover's weird. It'll make more sense if you just read Umbrella Academy. Number 3. Number 4, and this is probably my favorite cover out of all of them. It's very like sarcastic almost. This is Allison, otherwise known as the Rumor. She is one of the Hargreaves siblings, and at this point in the series she can't talk, and so everything, and anytime she needs to communicate, she just writes down what she wants to say on this little notepad, and this one says this is the cover to the 4th issue. Now I have some of the deluxe editions, and when you read the back of the book, they talk about how Gerard Way proposed this cover, and people said that or like whoever was in charge, I guess, said that customers wouldn't get it, and so initially they shot that idea down, but they pushed for it, they got it, and seriously, I'm so glad they did because it's one of my favorite covers. If not, like, it's like, actually, I think it is my favorite cover from this entire series, variants and all. I just love it. Then we have number 5, and then we have number 6 in the series. So that is all of Dallas. Then we have Hotel Oblivion, and this is also this is a 7-part series. I forget, I always want to say they're all 6, but this is 7 parts. Now I do have 2 variant covers for number 1. This is a sketch cover, super awesome. This one is also another hard to find one. It's a white cover, gets messed up pretty easily, a little harder to find in like a super high grade, but very, very cool. I did not know that this one existed before I bought the collection, but I am super happy to own it because it is very hard to find. Then we have this variant cover, another one of my favorites. The art is super cool. Then there is the cover A for issue 1, issue 2, issue 3, love this one as well, issue 4, issue 5, issue 6, and issue 7. And this one is a key because it is the first appearance of the Sparrow Academy. Now, they have been featured in the show a lot more than they have the comic books. They haven't really been in the comic books except for this issue. It ends with the Umbrella Academy and the Sparrow Academy like meeting for the first time, and that's it. That's where it ends. There hasn't been any stories except for that 2023 new comic or free comic book day exclusive. There hasn't been anything after that. Now the show has kept going and has taken the Sparrow Academy and turned it into their own thing. It's a very different group than what is featured in the books. So it'll be exciting to see that when the series picks back up again, will it follow more with the show or will it continue to go with the comic books? We shall see. I don't know. I know that the 4th season of the Umbrella Academy should be coming sometime this year, which is very exciting. It's one of my favorite shows. I absolutely love it. As well as the comic books. But that's all that I have. Now I do have some more, but they are variant covers. They're ones I'm planning on selling. In one of my videos, I showed off one of the yellow cover variants for Hotel Oblivion. It was my top 10 favorite yellow covers. One of those made the list. I do plan on selling that set. So I have some more, but I can show you guys those another time. If you want me to, let me know if you do. But yeah, I figured this would be a fun way to kind of start this series. I want to do a deep dive into the Umbrella Academy. It's one of my favorite series. I love geeking out about it. I love the show. I love the books. I think they're both great, but they're super, super different. So it gives me a lot to talk about, to compare, to draw parallels, to just discuss the differences. I think it'll be a lot of fun. And if any of you guys are fans of the show or the comics, let me know. I'd love to get your opinions on what you like, what you don't like about each different thing. Do you guys have any of the books? Let me know. I think it will be super fun to discuss and geek out with you guys about. That being said, I think that brings us to the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Follow me over on Instagram at jackpotcomictalks. It's the exact same as my YouTube channel name. I think that my next video is going to be more of a discussion video rather than showing off comics. I was in a live stream the other day over on Ricky from All Sorts of Words' channel. That's a mouthful. And we were kind of discussing diversity in comic books and the movies and whether or not the MCU should reboot and just a bunch of other things, and we slightly touched on the topic of modern comics at the end, and I think it's something that I want to discuss more over on my channel. So look forward to that video. Eventually I'll have a Q&A video coming out within the next few weeks. If you've got any more questions for me, leave it in the comments below. I'm happy to read it and excited to answer it whenever I decide to film that video. Again, thank you guys for watching. As always, I hope you hit the jackpot with your next comics. Be on the lookout for part 2 of this video. I don't know what exactly it's going to be yet, but hopefully it'll be soon, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!